Chicago Bulls trading Zach LaVine to the Charlotte Hornets? NBA trade rumors, Chicago Bulls news today. The rumor mill is buzzing with a potential blockbuster trade involving Zach LaVine and the Charlotte Hornets. Could this be the move that shakes up the NBA landscape? We're breaking down the latest trade rumors, analyzing the impact on both the Bulls and Hornets, and exploring what this could mean for LaVine's future. Don't miss out on the details. Hit that subscribe button and stay updated with all the latest Bulls news and trade speculation. Welcome to Chicago Bulls News, your go-to source for the latest updates on the Windy City's favorite team. We've got you covered with breaking news, trade rumors, and in-depth analysis of everything Bulls. From United Center to the front office, we're bringing you the inside scoop. Hit subscribe and let's talk Bulls basketball. First things first, let's break down the current situation in Chicago. The Bulls have been struggling to find their footing this season, and it's clear that something needs to change. Despite having a talented roster with players like DeMar DeRozan, Nikola Vucevic, and of course, Zach LaVine, the team just hasn't been able to put it all together. LaVine, a two-time All-Star, has been with the Bulls since 2017 and has become the face of the franchise. He's averaging 24.8 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 4.2 assists per game this season, showcasing his ability to be a dominant scorer and playmaker. But here's the thing, sometimes, even star players need a change of scenery to reach their full potential. Now, let's talk about why the Charlotte Hornets might be interested in acquiring LaVine. The Hornets have been rebuilding for what seems like an eternity, and they're in desperate need of a bona fide star to pair with their young core. LaMelo Ball has shown flashes of brilliance, but he needs help to take this team to the next level. Imagine a backcourt of LaMelo Ball and Zach LaVine. That's the kind of firepower that could potentially transform the Hornets from a lottery team to a playoff contender overnight. The spacing, the scoring, the playmaking, it's enough to make any basketball fan drool. At first glance, this might seem like a lopsided trade in favor of the Hornets. But let's break it down and see why it could make sense for both teams. For the Hornets, they're getting a true superstar in Zach LaVine. He's a player who can create his own shot, space the floor, and take over games when needed. Pairing him with LaMelo Ball could give Charlotte one of the most dynamic backcourts in the entire league. On the Bulls' side, they're getting a solid veteran in Gordon Hayward, who, when healthy, can contribute in multiple ways. P.J. Washington is a young, versatile forward with upside, and those two first-round picks could be crucial for rebuilding or making future moves. Now, let's talk about the financial implications of this trade. Zach LaVine is in the second year of a 5-year, $215 million max contract. That's a hefty price tag, but for a player of his caliber, it's not unreasonable. The Hornets would be taking on a significant long-term commitment, but they'd also be getting a player who could potentially elevate their franchise to new heights. On the flip side, the Bulls would be getting some much-needed financial flexibility. Gordon Hayward's contract expires after next season, and P.J. Washington is on a team-friendly deal. This could give Chicago the opportunity to retool their roster and potentially make a splash in free agency in the coming years. But here's where things get really interesting. This trade isn't just about the players involved, it's about the ripple effects it could have across the entire league. Let's break down some of the potential consequences. Eastern Conference power shift. If this trade goes through, we could see a significant shift in the Eastern Conference hierarchy. The Hornets, with LaVine and Ball leading the charge, could potentially leap into playoff contention. Meanwhile, the Bulls might take a step back in the short term, but could be setting themselves up for long-term success. The LaMelo Ball factor. We can't ignore the fact that LaMelo Ball is set to become a restricted free agent after the 2024-25 season. Bringing in a star like LaVine could be the Hornets' way of showing Ball that they're serious about building a contender around him. This move could potentially influence Ball's decision to stay in Charlotte long term. Chicago's rebuild. If the Bulls do move LaVine, it could signal the beginning of a full-scale rebuild. We might see other veterans like DeMar DeRozan and Nikola Vucevic on the trading block as well. This could dramatically alter the landscape of the Eastern Conference. Draft implications. Those first-round picks that Chicago would receive in this trade could be incredibly valuable. Depending on how things play out, the Bulls could potentially have multiple lottery picks in the coming years, giving them the ammunition to either draft young talent or make moves for established stars. Free agency domino effect. A trade of this magnitude could have far-reaching effects on free agency. Players around the league will be watching to see how both teams fare after the trade. This could influence where free agents decide to sign in the coming years. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Why would the Bulls even consider trading their best player? Well, there are a few factors at play here. Team chemistry. Despite having a talented roster, the Bulls have struggled to find consistency. There have been rumors of locker room issues, and sometimes a shakeup is necessary to reset the team culture. Timeline mismatch. At 28 years old, LaVine is in his prime. The Bulls might be looking at their roster and realizing that they're not ready to contend for a championship in the next couple of years. Trading LaVine now could help them acquire assets that better align with their competitive timeline. Injury concerns. LaVine has had his fair share of injuries throughout his career, including recurring knee issues. The Bulls might be looking to move on before these become a more significant problem. Cap flexibility. As mentioned earlier, LaVine's max contract takes up a significant portion of the Bulls' salary cap. Moving him could give Chicago more flexibility to reshape their roster in the coming years. But let's not forget about the Hornets' perspective in all of this. Why would they be willing to take such a big swing? Star power. The Hornets have been lacking a true superstar since Kemba Walker left. LaVine would immediately become the face of the franchise and could help attract other free agents in the future. Playoff push. Charlotte hasn't made the playoffs since 2016. Adding LaVine to their young core could be the boost they need to break that drought and start building a winning culture. LaMelo Ball's development. Pairing Ball with an established star like LaVine could do wonders for his development. LaVine's scoring ability could take pressure off Ball and allow him to focus on playmaking and running the offense. Market excitement. Let's face it, the Hornets haven't been the most exciting team to watch in recent years. A LaVine Ball backcourt would instantly make them must-see TV and could help fill seats at the Spectrum Center. Before we wrap up, let's do a quick poll. What do you think about this potential trade? Is it a win-win for both teams, or does one side come out on top? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you all think. And remember, while these trade rumors are exciting, nothing is set in stone until we hear official announcements from the teams. The NBA landscape can change in the blink of an eye, so make sure to stay tuned to our channel for all the latest updates and analysis. That's all for today, folks. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out and ensures you don't miss any breaking NBA news. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're always the first to know when we drop new content. Thank you all for watching, and remember, in the NBA, anything can happen. Keep your eyes on the hardwood, and I'll see you in the next video.